I am at the Ibn Battuta Mall. This is the largest theme mall. Okay, I'm outside. This is the largest themed mall in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, as well as in the world. So I am entering now. Okay, yeah, this is the mall. It has lots of shops. I think about 50 restaurants and thousands of parking spaces. Okay, so I'm starting from here. Um, which court is this? It has 6 courts, and these 6 courts are just to show the countries that he traveled to. The countries he traveled to. I am going to be showing us around all these courts to say. So these are some restaurants and some shops as well. So these are shops in case you probably want to come here for shopping. So this is kind of like a shopping museum. So you have a shopping and then you have lots of history as well. So this is brands for less. Okay, so I'm going to head into one of the courts now. So in this video you will see some Islamic history as well that depicts the Islamic golden age and how Muslims and Islam contributed to civilization. Okay, this is beautiful. So I'll be going to each of the courts and showing them to you. Okay, so I'll be going down. Okay, so I think this is a Persia court. Okay, so there's a cinema, of course. Okay, so this is a Persia court, which I think is Iran. Yeah, it was in Iran as well. So we can see some Iranian or some Persian architecture. So this is the Iranian court. This is Persia design, Persia architecture. So the mall has 6 courts, and this is one of them. So I will be heading to another. So we have shops, restaurants. That's Republica Coffee. That is Skechers. Okay, so let's head to another court. Okay, and then the next court here is the Egypt court. The scholar explorer was also in Egypt, and this is the Egyptian court. Okay, so here we have Egypt. This is looking like a street. So here is the Egyptian court. So you have New Yorker here, you have brands, you have Arabian wood, you have lots of shops, lots and lots of them. So yeah, this is Egypt. So later in this video, I'm going to show you some Islamic history that are quite vital for not just Muslims, everyone to know that Muslim and Islam did contribute a whole lot to civilization as well, whether it's mathematics, whether it's medicine, just everything. Okay, and here we are. So this is Egypt. This is Egypt. This is Egypt. So these are scholars sitting. Let me see what this says. This graphic depicts a group of astronomers that are in the process of setting up an observational sphere, plotting the coordinates of celestial bodies and recording their observations. Okay, so these Muslims who are trying to observe and calculate the measurement of celestial bodies before other tools were invented. So Muslims really did pioneer a whole lot of things when it comes to civilization, when it comes to our modern age. Yeah. So this is in the Egyptian court. Like I said, I'm going to show you more of Islamic history later in this video. Okay, so we'll be heading out of Egypt, and okay, so that's one piece of Islamic history which we are going to be seeing some more. So we've been to the Persian court and now the Egyptian court as well. So there you have Egypt. So let's check another court. So again, that there you have Egypt. Okay, and then we are now heading to the Tunisia court. This is Tunisia, North Africa. Ibn Battuta was there as well. This is the Tunisian court. Tunisian court. Okay, okay, let's go here. Okay, let's start from here. This is the Tunisia court. One of the countries Ibn Battuta visited was Tunisia. So this is the third court. We've had the Persian court, Egypt court, Tunisia court. So this is Tunisia court, and you have lots and lots and lots and lots of shops, restaurants, shops, whatever it is you want to get, you can. So, and as you can see, there are people of all nationalities, because there is always out there that people living in Islamic countries or Muslim countries, even UAE inclusive, they say people of other nationalities are not respected or something like that. It is not the same thing in Dubai. So people are quite free as far as Dubai is concerned. Everyone, different cultures, different nationalities, different religions, everybody does their thing. So this is Tunisia. And then we are going to the favorite, we're going to Andalusia court. So this is Andalusia. So Muslims also contributed a whole lot to development in Andalusia. Spain, you've heard a whole lot about Muslims in Cordoba, all those and all that. So this is Andalusia court. So Ibn Battuta was in Andalusia. His travels spanned over 30 years, though he had to return to Morocco at the end of the day. So this is Andalusia. This is Andalusia. Okay, this is quite a piece of history. The light as a bird. The light structures of the bird's skeleton and feathers made flight possible. Each flight feather provides a large surface area of high resistance, and yet is amazingly light. The spine or shaft that runs down the length of the feather is hollow, and because of the small air pockets between the barbs branching of the spine, the feather contains as much air as solid matter. So 1,000 years of knowledge discovered. Okay, talking about how the birds contribute to our knowledge of light. So these are the physics of light. This is the physics of light. In his efforts to control the world he lives in, man has always turned to nature for guidance and inspiration. So when he tried to fly, he studied birds. Many of the early flying machines look like birds with light skeletal structures and covered with feathers. So this is the aerodynamics of bird flight. So this here is Andalusia. So here we have Abbas Ibn Firnas, the first man to really fly. He's a Muslim. And then, so this is something here for you. So this Cordoban writer Ibn Ayyan wrote in his book Al-Muqattabas that in around 852 he saw Abbas Ibn Firnas leap from the top of a hill using a form of a wing fitted into his arms. So this is Abbas Ibn Firnas, how Muslims contribute to our modern times. So the impossible dream, the grace and freedom of birds in flight have long been a source of wonder and envy to mankind. 1,000 years of knowledge discovered. So that's the first man to fly who was a Muslim. So Islam contributed a whole lot to our modern civilization. So this is Andalusia, the Andalusian court. Like I said, a whole lot of Islamic history is here. This is Andalusia. So if you come around, you can use the Emirates NBD ATM. There are lots of restaurants around, like I've said. So this is Andalusia. That's here is Andalusia, and we are going to head to another court. So I am leaving the Andalusia court. I'm going to be taking you to another. So we've had Tunisia, we've had Andalusia, we've had Egypt, and then we've had Persia. So okay, so it remains two. Okay. So I am heading to the India courts, which is there. So yeah, I was thinking to show this piece of Islamic history. This is the Islamic Astrolabe. The astrolabe is an instrument used to observe and calculate the measurement of celestial bodies before the invention of the sextant. So we have it here. So driven by the need to determine exact prayer times, Islamic astronomers developed the astrolabe that could time sunrise, sunset, and the highest point, zenith of a star. So sometimes called the world's oldest instrument. The astrolabe in a primitive form was used by the ancients. So this is a rich piece of Islamic history, and it shows how Muslims contributed, or Islam contributed, to civilization. 1,000 years of knowledge discovered, and then you have the celestial bodies there, and then you have this. It also tells you how to use the instrument. It says how to use the astrolabe using the viewfinder. On the side of the instrument, select a star on the poster in front of you and read the angle on the arc of the instrument. So I think this here is it. And then this is Islamic Quadrant. It was a useful piece of equipment in the 13th century Islamic world, both for navigational purposes as well as for religious observance. It measured the celestial body's vertical declination angle from the horizon. So here, measuring angles in the sky. So Islam did contribute a whole lot to civilization. So as you see, this is a depiction of Muslims observing the celestial bodies, so modeling the universe. So to help in predicting the movement of heavenly bodies, early Chinese, Greek, and Muslim astronomers built beautiful, complex models, others and all that. So civilization did not necessarily belong exclusively to the West. So Muslims had contributed a whole lot to history, to civilization. This is another. So this is to plot the positions and pathways of the stars as seen from Earth. There. Okay, from here I am going to go to the Indian court. So in all these lands that Ibn Battuta visited, he met with Muslims, dealt with Muslims. This is the India court. So you can get his book, the Rihla. It's a gift to those who wonder about the wonders of cities or something like that, and then the marvel of traveling or something like that. So it's called the Rihla. Yeah, a gift to those who contemplate about the wonders of cities and the marvels of traveling. So here we are in the Indian court. This is India, and there we are going to see the India's elephants. The Indians really used elephants, or elephants really did appear a whole lot in Indian history. Hi, thank you. Okay. Okay, I just got a perfume for free. So, okay, this is the Indian court, and yeah, so this is the elephant's clock house, they would call it or so. India. So let's see. So yeah, this is Al-Jazari's elephant's clock. Celebrated engineer Al-Jazari from southern Turkey designed clocks of all shapes and sizes. His elephant clock was a masterpiece celebrating the diversity of humankind. Its moving parts were automated using a water-powered timer inspired by an Indian mechanism known as Gatika. So combined with this were an Egyptian phoenix and Greek hydraulic technology, Chinese dragons and Indian elephant, and mechanical figures in Arabian dress. So the clock cleverly reflected cultural and technological influences from across Muslim civilization, from Spain to China. So I think we should get it straight. This here is the elephant clock of Al-Jazari, and then so as you can see, so let me take it back here. So the clock cleverly reflected cultural and technological influences from across Muslim civilization, from Spain to China. So Islam did, of course, spread from Spain even as far as China. And so did you know? So Al-Jazari was a highly creative and innovative engineer, and his crowning achievement was a combination of a crank wheel, connecting rod, and a piston system, which converts rotational motion to linear, crucial to pumps, engines, and many other machines. So, and then this is an analysis of this elephant that you see here. So let's start from the top. So every half hour, the full water bowl triggers a ball to fall from the castle at the top of the clock, accompanied by sound and movement from the phoenix. So that's it there at the top. And then we have the sultan laying sideways to refill a falcon. And then, okay, this is just everything. The Chinese dragon catches the ball and it descends, rotating in the pivot and drawing the water bowl back up. So that is it, the Indian court. So that is Al-Jazari's elephant clock. So that was many centuries ago. So imagine the technology that Al-Jazari came up with. So now I'm heading to the last court, which is of course the China court. Ibn Battuta was in China because of course Islam also spread to China as well, and then he also met with a Muslim Mongol, I think Abu Said. The Mongols really dealt with the Muslims, from all angles, but Alhamdulillah, many of them eventually got to embrace Islam, like Berke Khan, like Abu Said. So he traveled a whole lot, and in modern times he is recorded to have been the one who has traveled the most, far more than any other traveler. So this is the China court. I'm heading to the China court. Okay, so we are in China. This is China. Okay, so this is a Chinese ship which I'm going to be showing. Okay, this is Crazy Carts. So this is China Carts. So this is a ship, a Chinese ship. So Ibn Battuta was in China as well. So he went as far as Mombasa in Africa. He was in Tanzania. He wrote a whole lot about them. And he wrote about how even beautiful Tanzania was. He wasn't in Timbuktu, but at that time, Timbuktu was just a small town or city. It would take about some 100 or 200 years later for Timbuktu to become a real big and important city. So this is China. This is a Chinese court. Okay, we have Zeng. Okay. So that is all about Ibn Battuta. I am going to be going to other places, historical places, to document some other things as well. So you can follow me on Facebook, you can follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on YouTube by Shiluka Samson Lukman, or No Islam Project for Islamic content. Search No Islam Project on YouTube for Islamic content. And I'll see you again.